Well, hello, my soul friends. It is Victoria, the soul nurturer, here to talk about the upcoming full moon in Sagittarius. When I started this YouTube channel, the intention was to bring, oh gosh, the work I've been doing for 20 years as a soul guide, as a hypnotherapist, and now a spiritual director, talking about the spiritual journey, um, souls having a human experience, all of those sort of the balancing act. And that's what I do with my clients one-on-one and in my workshops. But in 2020, I dusted off my astrology skills because I, like many of you, were curious about what was going on. And I really got pulled back in, realizing how much the thing that I've been trying to cultivate in my work is really about the soul evolution, really. And this is what astrology helps us with. It shows us the cycles of unfolding personally and collectively. And so I started these videos just during the new moon and the full moon, and they're very popular. And yet I have a lot more to share. This is only a portion of what I do. Just know that I do love looking at charts for people, but it's all through the lens of looking at your potential, your soul potential, your possibilities, your purpose, your unfolding of that, and what you came in with, right? So without further ado, let me just jump right into this full moon that's happening on the 14th at 4:52 a.m. Pacific time. It's in 23 degrees of Sagittarius. It's a full moon, so that means it is opposite the sun in Gemini at 23 degrees. So one of the things I just decided to do with these videos, because I get a lot of questions and requests, can you teach us more about astrology? Here's the thing. I've been studying astrology since I was 15 in one way or another, and I'm still just learning. I'm still a beginner. There's so many layers and so much depth in astrology, but I can teach you some basics. And what I thought I would do is when I talk about the new moon or the full moon, I'll talk about the sign that they are in. And so this one, it's for all of us because we get to borrow the energy of the Sagittarius full moon. And the sun in Gemini, the Gemini season, it's kind of like the astrological weather we're all swimming in, right? The sort of temperature, the feeling. But I'll try to be a little bit more, when I talk about Gemini or Sagittarius, you can relate it to you as a sun sign Gemini or Sagittarius, or your moon or moon in Gemini or Sagittarius, or your rising. Or where it is in your house chart, in your natal chart, which house it is. So that way it can be instructional. And for you specifically, for those of you who like to know details, maybe you're a Gemini, or I'm going to talk top of the trees of what might happen with this full moon. And remember, I always say that you are the expert of you. You are your own personal wisdom keeper. Someone like me reflecting possibilities doesn't mean absolute. It means possibilities. This is the thing about astrology too, is that you have free will of how you move about your life, how you cultivate your potential, and what you do with it. Okay, so I'm just here to support you on that journey of unfolding. If what I what I'm sharing with you speaks to you, awesome. I love supporting people on their journeys of unfolding and in nurturing and expanding soul potential. So full moons in general, it's a culmination point. We start at the new moon 2 weeks earlier, setting intentions, and we have the next cycle of the moon, the first quarter square, where we are now taking some action towards that new moon energy, the possibilities. And when we get to the full moon, it's like, okay, where are we at? It's just a culmination point. It's a point to see what you set intention with. It's like the full moon illuminates what we need to see, what is revealed to be healed, what's in the way of our potential, what's in the way of our intention. So a lot of things are expanded and illuminated. Now it's in the sign of Sagittarius. So we borrow that energy of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius energy, if we talk talk about it archetypally, Sagittarius, they're the philosophers, they're the teachers, they're the big picture, deep faith and deep, wanting to understand the meaning, of life, why we're here. The sort of the archetypal expression would be, or a reference way to think of it, is like the gypsy, the student, the philosopher, and again the teacher. They're the adventurers, that they love to learn and are wanting to expand consciousness and understanding. I have a lot of Sagittarius in my chart, Venus and Mars. So again, wherever Sagittarius is in your chart, it would be more of your personality if it was moon, sun, or rising, but where it is in your chart makes an impact, or what house is Sagittarius in, and that is where this full moon is going to be active in your chart. So it's good to know. And if you want to know, and if you want to have a soul chart reading, reach out to me. I'll put my website details in the details. Okay. I'm still Gemini season. I talk faster. I talk fast anyway, but Gemini, and especially because Mercury is going into Gemini out of slower, more steady Taurus into Gemini, which means we're going to be a lot more expressive. We have a lot more to say, a lot more to talk about. So there's that Sagittarius moon. The moon is our emotions, could be our subconscious material coming up, wanting to be shared, looked at, made sense of, and to do something with it. Now the sun is in Gemini, so Gemini's, Gemini energy is more, I think of Gemini like the polarity. Gemini is the details and the, it's like chunking down to the present moment. What am I dealing with right now? And Sagittarius is, woo, where are we going? What are we doing? What's possible? Sagittarius energy is very optimistic. So Gemini archetype, though, is the storyteller, the messenger, the writer, the eternal youth. Sagittarius, by the way, too, is very much like the playful child, okay? So this is really fun energy we're talking about for this full moon. Gemini is the trickster, it's the intellectual, and Gemini is an air sign, so it's thoughts and concepts and knowledge. Gemini's sort of the archetypal expression of Gemini is curiosity, quick-wittedness, the jack of all trades, the great communicators. What else? Oh, their key phrases, I think. So this gives you a sense of that Gemini energy. Changeable, can be detached, non-emotional. They're really just like, give me the facts and let me understand and get that information. So they can seem detached because they're so into the actual information, right? And then there's Sagittarius, big picture. What do we believe? What are we doing? Why do we believe what we believe? Gemini is more like, what do we know? And Sagittarius is, what do we believe? So my sense of this full moon, if I put these two energies together, these polarities, and the goal really is to integrate them, to utilize these possibilities for our unique unfolding, for a boost to our potential, for opportunities aligned with our soul. So the feeling of this full moon is expanded curiosity, and maybe you'll feel the childlike energy, and definitely these are both extrovert signs, so maybe feeling more pulling out of your, in my case, my comfy cocoon where I tend to enjoy being, because I'm very much an introvert. I have to really watch if I give too much energy to social outings, especially when I have so many so many projects. Well, slip of the tongue, no accident, private projects. But some of you are more, maybe you are a sun Gemini or a sun Sag or moon or Gemini. Moon in Gemini or Sagittarius, slow down. Oh yeah, I try to do these so quick, but so much to say, especially with Gemini season and Gemini going into Mercury. So there's this childlike wonder, like what did we learn? Gemini is all about learning, and we have been in a huge, we have all been in Earth School, big time, relearning old lessons, having to figure things out again. Looking with fresh perspective is what I really believe this one is about. Shifting our perspective, expanding from the details to the, oh, this is happening or that's happening today, to what's possible. Writing that Sagittarius energy to higher possibilities, speaking your truth, writing and telling a new story, getting unstuck from those old stories, the old way, to this new emerging possibility. So you want to tell a new story. We tell a story every day. Our stories, our personal stories, come out of our core beliefs that come out of our early childhood programming. So we tend to get stuck in stories that aren't even true anymore. So this is a good time to check, is what you're believing even true? Is what you're telling yourself supporting your potential and your soul? If not, tell yourself a new story. Write it out. Journal out the old story. Shred it, burn it, get rid of it, and invite in this new story. The full moon will illuminate what's blocking your potential, what story is in the way, what beliefs are in the way. And this is an opportunity to really change those beliefs, to write that new story, to expand your soul potential. So just a couple of questions. Again, this extroverted energy may be calling you forward. I would say don't rush in, although you may feel like it, because these are both spontaneous energies, Gemini and Sagittarius. But as you move forward, as the full moon reveals, and remember, full moons can be emotional because it's drawing forth all of your what you might need to be looking at. And this too, remember, again, you're the keeper of your wisdom, and you know yourself better than anyone. People are different. Like for me, I'm in general with the full moon, being such an empath, I feel so much of what's going on. I tend to tuck more in, but this full moon feels like, gosh, it feels lively. It feels fun. And so even an introvert like me might be stepping out a little bit more. But some people are really just drawn forward, like the light just draws forward your light and you want to, connect more. But again, track yourself. I call it soul tracking yourself, your soul, your natural inclinations. It's not what everybody else is doing. It's what you need for your soul and your soul potential. So what have you been learning, and how can you apply that to a higher vision right now? And what do you still need to learn? These are both perennial students. So we're on repeat for old patterns to learn new ways. And what beliefs are limiting you? This is the time to check it out so that you can be ready and prepared for those new adventures calling to you, those soul calls. The excitement of this full moon is really great. And I didn't even get to the other aspects. It's a really wonderful time for manifesting what you want, learning the lessons, dreaming a new dream. And that's, I got to go because I'm running out of time. So like, subscribe, and comment, please. And I love your comments, and I'll be back with another video next week. Take good care and tell me what you would love me to talk about on these videos. Take good care of you and your potential.